Hi, I'm Erin Pruetz, ESA's Director of Communications, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Scenes with ESA. With us Alyssa Castro, and she is our Director of Hiring and Training. Alyssa, it's good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
And we are so lucky today to be able to be here in the home office in the ESA studio. So it's a little bit of a different format today, but it's nice to be able to have a conversation with you one-on-one versus having to do it from across the country.
Oh, absolutely. It's always cherished to have that face-to-face time in this post-COVID environment.
Absolutely. It's good to be back together. Well, let's just dive right in, and I want you to talk me through what it looks like to be a new hire with ESA.
Yeah. So when a new hire comes on board, we send them through our custom training software. This is called ESA University. It's a mix of verbal and written communication where they can fully understand our software, our custom software, which is ESA Dialer, and all of our clients and how they operate. Now, we usually break up training in two phases because there is a lot to take on as a new hire. So we start them off slow, where they're learning how to just make the calls. Their goal at that stage is how do they sound on the phone, making sure they're coming across professional and pleasant and not sounding robotic. So we coach them through their calls, through the training, through the process. It is pretty quick. Usually in ESA University, it's a 3-day course, and we take them through very fast because I feel like the quicker they can get on the phones, the quicker I can coach them through a phone call, which is, at the end of the day, the most important aspect is their presence on the phone. The technical stuff, as far as their notes or making sure that they're putting everything in the system correctly, I can work on that. That's something we can train to and work on and fix as we go. But what I can't change is their phone presence, which is what we pride ourselves on over here.
Absolutely. I think it makes all of the difference when you are talking and trying to get meetings.
Yeah.
You touched on it a little bit. Talk to us a little bit about what the ESA Training Timeline is like.
Yeah, absolutely. So typically it's 3 days where they're in ESA University. They're talking to me every day. We're going through, looking through the work that they're doing, asking their questions, answering them according to whatever they had. Everyone's training is very customized to the way they learn. Some people are more hands-on, so it requires me to jump in, spend a little more time with them, and work more hands-on and in-depth. Whereas others, they retain information better by watching you do it or watching videos. So they can jump in. I can send them over a quick 3 to 5 minute video, and here you go. Go in and repeat that information. So it's really customizing it to our employee. So typically that first week, I get them on the phone making calls by Thursday. Usually the fourth day, they're on the phone making calls. After that fourth day, the following week, we get them working what is called comp time.
Okay.
Now, that comp time is completely free to our clients. It is just so the scheduler can go in, make live calls, but not take time away from our client service plans.
Right.
It's very important that we don't put a new person in and take those hours away from the client unless they are 100% ready to go and we know that the calls that they make, that they're making the most calls in the most amount of time. So they're being efficient.
So I'd assume that a newer schedule probably takes a little more time on the phone calls. They don't go quite as quickly as a seasoned scheduler.
Yes, absolutely. We have them in that phase for about a month. And then after that month, we move them over to our phase 2, which is our lead scheduler training. And that means that we feel they're at a point where they can take on the responsibility of having clients of their own.
Right. They've gone through their training as a support scheduler and as a lead scheduler. Tell us what happens in that first dial session.
I usually have them on the phone making those calls, that first day, and they're very nervous, but after they make the first 3 or 4 calls, they're like, wow, I've got this. This is easy. I'm like, yeah, of course you do. You just have to believe in yourself. So it's great. It's really great seeing that aha moment of, okay, everything I've learned, I'm actually putting into practice, and it's all making so much sense.
It's clicking.
And yeah, it's like the light bulb goes off, and it's wonderful.
I love it. Our training process makes sure that our schedulers are ready to take on their own clients.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about what goes into matching a scheduler with a new client.
We recognize that not every scheduler is going to be a good fit with every client. This could be based on territory, this could be based on personality, this could be based on the clients that our clients call out to.
Right.
So it's identifying, okay, if I have someone who is super bubbly and very personable, they might not be the best person to call in a territory like New York,
Right.
or through like a Wirehouse channel. They might be better calling through like an Ameriprise or Edward Jones company, where you're going to actually have those conversations
Right.
a little bit more. Whereas we get schedulers who are a little bit more laid back, they're a little bit more quiet on the phone. Those might be better ones to call through those New Yorks or those more cold calling accounts, because they're not going to be as chatty.
Sure.
They're going to be able to just make the calls and get through it very, very easily. So
Now, you've mentioned ESA Dialer, our proprietary software, a couple of times, but sometimes our clients ask us to work out of their CRM. Can you tell us how that works?
So when a client has us use their CRMs, it's a two-way process. We always want them to at least consider using ESA Dialer, because it is completely custom to scheduling. So we have made it to where it's super easy for us. We are going to get the most results when we are using our own system. Right. It's proven. We have the data to back it. However, when a client does want us to add in notes or make calls through their CRM system, I would say the most common one probably being Salesforce. We use that one a lot. Every system, even if it's the same, is completely different and unique. So we have to learn that system. We have to learn how our clients work in that environment and adapt to that.
Right.
So it takes time. Usually me or another one of our seasoned staff, they jump on, they see what we're doing, what the clients are doing, how they want us to know, and we customize that training so we can train the schedulers. So we don't ever want our wholesalers company training our schedulers,
right,
because they use it in a different capacity than we're going to use it. And it's just going to be a waste of time for our wholesalers company. So rather than them, utilizing their resources, we take it in-house. We have their company train our senior staff. So me or someone else on the team, we learn that. We learn their preferences. We get it knocked down. And then we go ahead and pass that along to the other schedulers who might be working with that company.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Alyssa, again, for giving us your time and being with us today. My name is Erin Pruetz. I'm the Director of Communications, and this is another episode of Behind the Scenes with ESA.